I feel like this is a trade we have to talk about. I think Cameron Brink, I don't think people realize, Cameron Brink's off for a rookie deal in 2 years. By then, Hamby and Neka are on untradeable max contracts. They're not really going to be able to afford to keep Cam Brink. And next year, her trade value, because she's about to enter restricted free agency, is low. That being said, bigs are hard to come by in this league. They really, really are hard to come by. And when you've got here a player in Cam Brink who is a unicorn in what she does, if you're the Indiana Fever, you've got to do whatever the hell you can. You have got to do whatever you can to find a way of bringing in a third team, a second team. My hope is there's no real way the Indiana Fever can go straight up in a trade, because if you're looking, they're basically, their salary cap is essentially at the limit. It's at the limit. I think you can go and you can give up, say, put Cam Brink in the trade, because her cap hits 500 next year. And I think it's like, if you put Cam Brink in the trade and then you give up Lexi, a first, and I don't even know what else you give it. You give up Lexi, you give up a first, and maybe a I'm trying to think what way matching contracts, and then you might have to give up. You might have to take on a player in. You might have to take on Erica Wheeler's contract and swap out Ty Harris. Take on Erica Wheeler's contract for 2 years and give up Ty Harris in that scenario. I think the cap works in that scenario. And I'm like, I still do that if I'm Indiana. And obviously, Indiana give up a first. I still do that if I'm Indiana. I do feel like Cam Brink's value at this point in time is about a first. Like, I think Erica Wheeler's a negative contract, and I think you can trade Erica Wheeler's bad contract for Lexi Hull's bad contract. I still think this is something that the Fever, should go at it or way to try get, because Aaliyah needs somebody beside her that can either stretch out the floor, or roll hard or run. Cam Brink stretches the floor. Cam Brink can kind of play in the pick and roll. And Cam Brink would shore up the Indiana Fever's defense, even with the foul trouble. The Indiana Fever would then probably have to reroute Mo Billings somewhere else and maybe take on another bad contract with Mo Billings. Maybe they have to go and get off Mo, and if they want to bring in a wing. But for me, I just keep it as is. I move Cam Brink into the starting lineup. I would just keep Mo Billings on the bench. And I would move off. I would just say, Bree Hall, you go play. Sophie, go start. Bree Hall, you take Sophie's role. And you've then got a bench or an end of the bench option of Van Slooten, who you cut Van Slooten. And, you can't cut Van Slooten, can you? You can't cut Van Slooten. I just realized they fucked it. You can't even bring Bree Hall up because they've got Van Slooten and Dantas. You got to pray Dantas is done for the season then and to call up Bree Hall. You probably have to pray that Van Slooten or that Dantas is injured. So it's now you're looking at, it's like they'd have to reroute somebody somewhere. Whether it's Beck Allen for Maisha Hines-Allen, which I think the New York Liberty probably do, to get that backup small forward in. Whether you give up a future second for Benijah Laney-Hamilton and she comes in and starts. The Indiana Fever have the ability to kind of figure out what's wrong with their team. They have the ability to sort out their problem in the front court. They have the ability to sort out their wing problem. Do I think they do? No. But I think a lot of people are still talking about Cam Brink because I think everybody knows this is the last time where Cam Brink is going to even net a first round pick. Like, that's what her value is right now. Her value is a first. I said trade Raven for Brink. Yeah, it does. There's a little thing called the salary cap. I'm not going to be Monica McNutt and start saying that was the New York Liberty need to trade for Kalia Copper with what salary cap? With what salary cap? Like, I don't think she realizes she realized the salary cap is a thing. But yeah, I think you end up if you're gonna make the Brink trade, you're gonna have to probably put Lexi in that trade, and you're gonna have to take on a worse contract than Lexi in the Erica Wheeler contract. And then you might have to give up Ty Harris, which I don't think the Fever are going to do. Or maybe you give up Raven in that scenario and cut your losses on Raven Johnson, which I don't think the Fever are going to do anyway. I think in general, the Indiana Fever are not going to do anything to really, really put them in a great position to sort themselves out long term. Like, they are fucked. Like, I don't think people realize that multiple players' contracts are tied to the salary cap. Like, multiple players' contracts are tied to a percentage of the cap. Like, I listened to Robin's podcast yesterday where he's like, oh, the cap isn't that big a deal. Like, you know, Caitlin's increase is just the overall cap increase. Doesn't take into account Aaliyah Boston's getting paid $600K more next year than she is this year. And even if you take out Sophie's contract, okay, replace Sophie with a minimum contract player. That's not it. You can somehow find a way to keep the three of them if Caitlin and Kelsey both take pay cuts and the rest of the team are minimum contract players. It's a really, really tough one to see. But I don't feel like the Indiana Fever are going to make any trades this time around. I do think we can see something like this in the offseason. And again, I do think in the offseason, when it comes to a Cameron Brink, like, I don't think Cameron Brink's on the LA Sparks next year. I really, really don't. I think it's extremely unlikely that Cameron Brink is a member of the Sparks next year. But I do think they probably feel like, look, her value is going to be equally as high next year. And because of the salary cap situation where there's more free agents and there's more flexibility, because not everyone's contracts are tied to a percentage of the cap, every team has more flexibility, we can probably get in a better player. We can probably get a better player in than Cam Brink.